Welcome, my friends. You are watching another fantabulous episode of Lightning Rod Collectibles Live, bringing you the best and the coolest from the diamond, modern, copper, bronze, silver, and even the golden age of comics. This show is simulcast on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And you are watching episode number 448. I remain your host, Michael D. Lepine. Welcome one and all, and thank you for joining me. Today is another episode in our claim OBO sale, which means everything on today's show is a claim, which is a buy it now. I tell you what the price of it is. And if you want it, you claim it at that price. Or you can give me your best offer. And if I like your best offer, I'll say yes to it. If not, I'll give you a counter offer. And then we can haggle. So hi there, everybody. Let me just get my Facebook page set up. There we go. We got some great stuff for today's show. Let's get started with it. All right. There's some cool stuff right here. All right. We've got some great stuff. Not just what you see here, but you'll see a lot of other great things, like the Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 10, Batman Volume 1 number 497, which is the issue where Batman's back gets broken by Bane. Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos Annual number 1, the only annual that title ever had, and it's a special issue. Green Lantern Volume 2, number 82, featuring Green Lantern, Green Arrow, and Black Canary together, as told by Denny O'Neil, Neil Adams, and Dick Giordano. Wolverine Volume 2, number 10B. It's a variant issue, a direct sales cover, which features a classic Wolverine versus Sabretooth battle. The Uncanny X-Men Annual, Volume 3, which features the return of Archon, the Thunderbolt wielder. Daredevil, Volume 1, number 31, classic Gene Colan. DC Comics 100-page Super Spectacular, number 14, Batman. Round Space Night number 12. And that's just some of the great books you're going to see. But we're going to start with these books in just a moment while I send out notifications. There she is. How you doing? Let me just send these out real quick. Robert, are you here? Sending out to all the friends of Lightning Rod right now. And let me tell you about this first book. Say hi, everybody, those of you that are here. There you are, Robert. How's it going? We're going to start with the book on the left. That's a great art book, especially for you fans out there of artist Chris Bachalo. Let me just put this in the feed. How are you, Doug? The book on the left is a Diamond Age Marvel Worldwide claim item. It is Marvel Monograph, The Art of Chris Bachalo, trade paperback. It's got some great artwork inside from artist Chris Bachalo, plenty of X-Men artwork in this book. This is a series of books. I mean, there's one on this one, which is Chris Bachalo. There's one on Arthur Adams that's absolutely gorgeous. And several others. This features interior art and a great cover by Chris Bachalo. It is 112 pages, trade paperback format. The book features commentary by Chris Bachalo, so he takes you on the journey of what he had to do to create the artwork you see in this book. This issue came out in February of 2020. The grade range is 9.0, very fine near mint, to 9.2, near mint minus condition. There's the buy it now, $16 or best offer. $16 or best offer. Now let me show you what the next book is, which is the book in the middle. Awesome book this is. It's a Bronze Age Marvel Comics claim item. It is The Micronauts, #1. This was during a very new and exciting era of Marvel in the late 1970s and early 1980s, where Marvel started doing comics on toy properties. Among the books that did very well was G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, Round Space Night, you'll see an issue of that later, and this book, The Micronauts. What a great title this was. The Micronauts, #1 from Marvel. The story inside is by Bill Mantlo. The art by Michael Golden with inks by Joseph Rubinstein. The cover is by Dave Cockrum with inks by Al Milgram. Awesome cover that is. This book features the first comic book appearances of the Micronauts team, Commander Arcturus Rand, that's the guy in the center in blue. Marionette, that's the girl behind him. Bug, that's the insectoid-looking creature behind Marionette. A Croyer, which is the guy on the other side of Commander Rand in the armor. The robots Biotron and Microtron, and the villain, Baron Karza, and there he is towering over them in the background. This book came out in January of 1979. The grade range is 9.0, very fine near mint, to 9.2, near mint minus condition. The buy it now on this book is $44 for best offer. $44 for best offer. I'm going to send some notifications out to some of our groups. Now let me tell you a bit about the book on the far right. Another great Bronze Age Marvel Comics claim item. It is Hero for Hire, number 4. Hero for Hire, number 4. Featuring the character of Luke Cage. Bronze Age goodness. The story is by Archie Goodwin. The art is by Billy Graham with inks by Sid Shores. The cover is by Billy Graham. Great cover that is. Featuring the first appearance and the death of the villain known as the Phantom of 42nd Street. This is his only appearance in Marvel continuity. This book came out in December of 1972. The grade range is 6.5, fine plus condition, to 7.0, fine, very fine condition. The buy it now on this book is $15 or best offer. Claim it at $15 or make your best offer now. Okay, we're going to move on to the next book. Remember, anything that has not sold is still available. Okay, we're going to swap out the Marvel art of Chris Pachalo. We'll switch it out for this great book. This new book on the left is a Copper Age DC Comics claim item. It is Detective Comics, Volume 1, number 572. Jack Perp has joined us. Hey, Jack. How's it going, dude? It has been a long time. Welcome back. Hope you stay with us for a bit and hope we find something that strikes your fancy. Detective Comics, number 572. It is an anniversary issue, a 50-year of Batman anniversary issue. It came out in March of 1987. The stories inside are written by Mike W. Barr. The art is by Alan Davis with inks by Paul Neary. Terry Beatty with inks by Dick Giordano. Carmine Infantino, inked by Al Vey. E.R. Cruz and Dick Sprang. The cover is by Michael William Kaluta. This is a key issue, 50th anniversary issue. It is double size. It features appearances by the Elongated Man, Slam Bradley, and it is the first Copper Age appearance in comics of Sherlock Holmes. Jack says he will take the $44 claim for the Micronauts. That is awesome. I accept, good sir. Let me get together your props for this, and I'll make the post-it note to show this book as sold. All right, that is so awesome. I'd have to say my favorite of the toy-related comics of this era of Marvels was Rom Space Knight, but this book came in a close second for me. Don't worry, Jack, I got it. I will send invoices out later this evening. All right, now let's do that post-it. All right, Micronauts is sold, my friends. To Jack Perp. Well done. Well done indeed. Thank you, sir. Thank you, good sir. By the way, just to finish up with a little that I had left to tell you about Detective Comics. The book came out in March of 1987. The grade range is 7.0, fine, very fine, to 7.5, very fine minus condition. But buy it now on Detective Comics number 572 is $18 or best offer. You know, and we were just about to swap this out, and Jack came in and claimed it. That's awesome. Here comes the next book. All right. We're off to a good start, my friends. This is the next book, the book in the middle. It's a modern age Marvel Comics Wizard magazine claim. And I'll explain that in just a second. Rodney! How are you, Rodney? Hope all is well with you, my friend. Rodney is from down under, from Queensland, Australia. Always nice to see Rodney on the show. The book in the middle is a joint claim from Marvel Comics and Wizard magazine. I do miss Wizard magazine. They had a great comics industry magazine. Lasted a long time, too. Oh, had to wet my whistle for a second. This book in the middle is Thunderbolts, Volume 1, Number 0. The story is by Kurt Busiek, art and cover by Mark Bagley, with inks by Al Milgrom. An interesting team, the Thunderbolts. They were originally Marvel Universe villains that changed their identities to make themselves look like heroes. The original plan was to fool everyone and subjugate the world under the guise of these superheroic personas. But only Baron Zemo, who was the original leader of the team, who changed his identity to that of Citizen V, he was the only one who really did not change his alignment. He stayed a bad guy, and he was the one that wanted to see that diabolical plan to fruition. But most of the other heroes, or pseudo-heroes on this team, became actual heroes and decided to keep their hero personas. This story takes place immediately after Thunderbolts Volume 1, Number 22, which was published January 1999. This book was originally included as an insert in a polybagged copy of Wizard Magazine number 88, which was published December of 1998. Of course, we don't have the Wizard issue that accompanied this, so this is just the insert by itself. From November 1998, the grade range is 9.0, very fine, near mint, to 9.2, near mint minus condition. But buy it now on this book, Thunderbolt 0, is $7 or best offer. Claim it at 7 or make your best offer. All right, we're going to move on to our next book. We're going to swap out Hero for Hire. Please remember, anything that has not sold or has not been claimed is still available. All you have to do is ask me to bring something that I've taken away from the screen back to the screen, and I will be happy to do so. Oh, this is a good one. This is a real good one. Let me tell you about this one. Jack says, I'll take Thunderbolts for 7. Excellent. That is awesome. All right, let me do the same thing I just did with Micronauts. All right. We're giving Jack his props. The balloons are flying for Jack Perk. Jack Perk just made his second claim of the day. Thunderbolts, 0. Congratulations to you, Jack. Well done. You are welcome, and thank you, Jack. Your business is always appreciated. All right. We're going to swap out Thunderbolts and just, actually, we'll swap it out now. What I'll do is, we'll slide Swamp Thing over. And I'll throw in this one. Now, I'll talk about this one on the end in just a moment. Now, the book in the middle is a Bronze Age DC Comics claim item. It is Swamp Thing, the original. This is Volume 1, Issue number 7. Swamp Thing, Volume 1, Issue number 7. The story is by Len Wein. The art and the cover are by the late, great Bernie Wrightson. Of course, I should say that about Len Wein, too, because he was a great writer and a great comic editor. Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson. This is a key issue. This issue features the first meeting between Swamp Thing and the Batman. First time they met is this issue. This issue came out November-December 1973. And for those of you that don't know, whenever you see a publishing date that includes 2 consecutive months, that means that the issue came out on a bi-monthly basis, which means there was a new issue on that title every other month. And usually, of the 2 months in question, it's the second month that's the dominant month. So the next issue of Swamp Thing, issue number 8, would be January, February 1974. That's basically how that worked. The grade range on this issue is 6.0, fine condition, to 6.5, fine plus condition. You'll find a staple hole right here. At first, I thought they were like wormholes, because sometimes you'll get older comics that have wormholes, but the width between these 2 holes is the same width as what a stapler would make. But buy it now on this issue is $32 or best offer. $32 claim or best offer. Love me some Bernie Wrightson on Swamp Thing. Now let's talk about the book on the far end. On the right, This is a Silver Age Wallace Wood publishing claim item. Heroes Incorporated presents Canon #1. Wally Wood was one of the comic book greats. An awesome artist. An alumnus from early Mad magazine when Mad was still a comic book. He had a very unique style that anybody could recognize. Very appealing. Did some work on early issues of Daredevil. Daredevil #7, Volume 1, #7 of Daredevil comes to mind, which is a great issue in which Daredevil battled Prince Namor, the Submariner. Great issue. The stories in this issue are by Wally Wood and Ron White. The artwork is by Steve Ditko, Wally Wood, and Ralph Reese. The cover is by Wally Wood. Now, why is this a key issue? What is the deal with this issue? Let me tell you. All right, this features the first appearances of characters Wally Wood created. Cannon, which is the guy carrying the girl on one arm and the machine gun in the other. That's Cannon. Plus a fantasy series called Dragonella and an interesting super team known as the Misfits. Now, Wally Wood was a big supporter, and of course one of Wally Wood's greatest achievements during this time was throughout the mid to late 60s, the book that he worked on at Tower Comics, characters which he co-created, the Thunder Agents. Love me some Thunder Agents. Dynamo, and No Man, and Lightning, and Raven. Oh, great super team, spy team. It capitalized on superheroes as international government-sanctioned spies. Operatives that go in and clean up a situation that threatens the national security of the United States. And the book took its kudos not only from teams like the Avengers in comics and the Justice League of America, but it also paid homage to the spy genre as it was in the 60s, that was made popular by the James Bond 007 movie franchise and the television series The Man from U.N.C.L.E. But that's on those books that Wally Wood worked on. But Wally Wood always had an appreciation for America's military and the commitment that men and women underwent when they enlisted to serve our country in the armed forces. And of course, by this time, the war in Vietnam is raging. So this book was originally intended not only as a vehicle for Wally Wood to self-publish his own creations, but also it was intended for exclusive sale and distribution to United States Armed Forces servicemen. This book was meant to be shipped to Army bases, Marine Corps bases, Air Force bases, and naval bases, not only here in the United States, but around the world. This book was created for the United States servicemen. And long after I claim for 20 if author stands, it does. And I love dealing with someone who is appreciative of Wally Wood's art. Jack Perp, this book is yours. Claiming at 20. Awesome. This book, after, as I was starting to say, long after this first issue was published and it fell into obscurity, Wally Wood did a second issue that didn't do quite as well as this one, and that fell into even deeper obscurity. But long after that, you're welcome, Jack. You are welcome. I will give you your props and mark that as sold in just a second. I just wanted to finish my thought. In 2007, 70,000 high-grade copies were found in a warehouse, just sitting there in boxes. It was the comic book that time forgot. And they were found in high-grade conditions. This is a high-grade condition issue. It came out in January of 1969, which was the last year of the Silver Age of comics. The grade range is 9.0, very fine near mint, to 9.2, near mint minus condition. And the buy it now is $20, which has now been claimed by Jack Perk. Awesome sauce. Don't be a stranger, Jack. I mean, I'm not saying you're done for the night with us, but don't be a stranger. I'd love to see you on this show more often. $20 claimed. Let me give Jack his props. Okay, the balloons are flying once again for Jack Perk. He just claimed Heroes Incorporated presents Canon #1 for $20. Thank you, Jack. All right. Moving on to the next one. Yeah, I noticed that, Jack, and we all have, things we need to do, life gets in the way and all that good stuff. But you are always one of my better customers, so I do say that I miss you and would like to see you more often, whenever you can. Let's slide this over. And whoops, we'll slide this over. We'll make room for this one. All right. Love this book. This is a Bronze Age Marvel Comics claim that I just threw in on the far left. It is The Avengers, Volume 1, number 91. The Avengers, Volume 1, number 91. The story is by Roy Thomas. The art and the cover are by Sal Buscema. This is a key issue. It is Chapter 2 of the famous Kree-Skrull War story arc. The Kree-Skrull War ran for approximately 7 issues around this time. This is part 2 of the Kree-Skrull War story arc. Just came back from Louisiana. Been there for a bit. Home now. Wait, from Louisiana or LA? Based on how you phrase this statement, I want to say you're talking about Louisiana. But please correct me if I'm wrong. The Avengers. LA as in Los Angeles? Meanwhile, while I'm waiting for an answer. August 1971 is when this book was published. From Los Angeles. Okay. Where are you now, Jack? The grade range on this book. LA is Louisiana. All right, I was right the first time. Okay, cool. I've never been. I've always wanted to go to Louisiana. To New Orleans. My father used to live there back in the day. Oh, you're in Arizona now. Okay. August 1971 on the Avengers Volume 1, number 91. The grade range on this issue is 5.5, fine minus, to 6.0, fine condition. The buy it now on Avengers 91 is $20 or best offer. Claim it at $20 or make your best offer. We're going to swap out Detective Comics. Keep this rolling until the wheels fall off. That's a great issue. All right, let's talk about this one, this new book I just put in the middle. A Bronze Age Marvel Comics Make Me an Offer item. It is The Incredible Hulk, Volume 2, number 206. The Incredible Hulk, Volume 2, number 206. Now, some of you might not be aware of this, but with The Incredible Hulk, some of you might be saying, well, how come this isn't Volume 1? Why is this Volume 2? Because Volume 1 was done by Steve Ditko and Jack Kirby. They alternated on most issues of that 6-issue run. There was even 1 or 2 issues where they collaborated artistically together on the same book, where either Jack would pencil and Steve would ink, or vice versa, but that's how it went down. And this featured the origin and the first Adventures of the Hulk. 6 issues. And then the book got canceled. And the Hulk then moved on to Tales of Suspense. And he shared Tales of Suspense with the Submariner. 2 separate stories, each issue. 1 Hulk, 1 Submariner. And when that book got canceled, well, it really wasn't canceled. Tales of Suspense Tales of Suspense underwent a title change. And the title changed from Tales of Suspense to The Incredible Hulk, which became Volume 2. So the story in this issue is written by Len Wein. The art is by Sal Buscema with inks by Joe State. And isn't that an awesome Dave Cockrum cover? This issue features an appearance at the end of the issue by the Defenders, who the Hulk would have to fight in the next issue. Oh, that's a good one. I love early Submariner issues. I'd say like the first 20 issues were awesome. First 20 issues. And my absolute favorite is, I believe it was issue number 13, when Namor fought the original Human Torch, who was the sidekick of the Human Torch from the team The Invaders during World War II. Toro. And that was an issue with artwork and cover by Marie Severin. Awesome, awesome issue. One of my all-time favorites. So The Incredible Hulk is from December 1976. The grade range is 7.0, fine, very fine, to 7.5, very fine minus condition. Claim it at $8 or best offer. Buy it now, $8 or best offer. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to move out Swamp Thing. We're going to replace it with another great DC book. Remember, anything that has not been claimed, please let me know. I'll be happy to bring something I took away from the screen and put it back in front of the screen. If you're taking time considering a claim, take all the time you need. When you're ready, and you need me to bring a book back, I will bring that book back. All right, let's talk about this book I've just added at the very end. On the right, Bronze Age DC Comics claim. It is World's Finest Comics, Volume 1, number 208. Whoa! Jack says he claims Avengers 91 for $20. That is awesome. Jack Perp is turning out to be our big winner today so far. You are welcome, Jack, and thank you, as always. Avengers 91 has been claimed. Let's give Jack his props. All right, the balloons are flying once again for Jack Perp, who just claimed Avengers number 91 from Volume 1 for $20. Thank you, Jack. Congratulations. Well done indeed. All right, let's talk about World's Finest. World's Finest Comics Volume 1, number 208. Now, this title is normally associated with exclusive Superman and Batman team-ups. But roughly around this time, and the date of this book is December 1971, starting in late 1969, 1970 into now, Superman started venturing off and having team-ups in the World's Finest title with other characters besides Batman. In fact, the first two major races between Superman and the Flash took place within the pages of World's Finest Comics. So this issue features a Superman and Dr. Fate team-up as the main story, with also an appearance by the magical, mystical Zatanna. Thank you for stopping in, Jack. Your patronage is much appreciated. After the show, I will send you the invoice. Godspeed, my friend. Hope to see you again soon. Also, there is in World's Finest Comics in this issue, there is a reprint, two reprint stories. One of the original Robot Man, a story which first appeared in Detective Comics Volume 1, number 138, from August of 1948, and The Ghost Patrol, from Flash Comics, number 96, June 1948. The stories in this issue are by Len Wein, Otto Binder, and John Broome. The art is by Dick Dillon and Joe Giella, Jimmy Thompson, and Carmine Infantino, with inks by Frank Giacoia. The cover is by Neil Adams. December 1971 is when this book was published. The grade range on it is 5.0, very good, fine condition. to 5.5 fine minus condition. But buy it now on World's Finest is $21 or best offer. Claim it at $21 or best offer. We just swapped out the Avengers because it just got claimed. And I am going to put in a book in its place. Let's put in another Avengers issue, shall we? How about this one? Ooh, great cover. All right. The book we just added, the book at the far left, is a Bronze Age Marvel Comics claim. It is The Avengers, Volume 1, number 127. The Avengers, Volume 1, number 127. The story is by Steve Englehart. The artwork is by Sal Buscema, with inks by Joe Staton, and with an assist by John Romita Sr. The cover is by Gil Kane, inked by Mike Esposito, with an inking assist by John Romita Sr. This is a key issue. It is the wedding of Quicksilver and Crystal, Part 1. Quicksilver is the son of Magneto, the villain from the X-Men. Crystal is a member of the Inhumans, who was a longtime love interest of Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. As a matter of fact, Part 2 of this story is in Fantastic Four, Volume 1, number 150, which came out September of 1974. Same month as this issue. This issue is also a milestone because it features the first appearance of Ultron 7. This is not the original Ultron. This is the new and improved Ultron. Also, there is an intact Series A Marvel value stamp in this issue, in the letters page. Issue number, stamp number 13, Doctor Strange, as rendered by Steve Ditko. This book came out in September of 1974. The grade range is 7.0, fine, very fine, to 7.5, very fine minus condition. Buy it now at $24 or best offer. Claim it at $24 or make your best offer. Okay, we're going to switch it up. We're going to swap out that Hulk. Remember, anything that has not sold or has not been claimed is still available, so please let me know. All right, awesome issue. Let's talk about it. This is the book in the middle. The Silver Age, DC Comics claim. It is Superman, Volume 1, number 168. Superman, Volume 1, number 168. Anybody, please let me know if the screen is not sharp. Please let me know. Superman Volume 1, number 168. The stories are by Edmund Hamilton and Leo Dorfman. The artist by Kurt Swan and George Klein and Al Plastino. The cover is by Kurt Swan and George Klein. This is why this is a key issue. This is a key issue because the letters page in this issue was replaced. And it was replaced for a tribute for John F. Kennedy, President of the United States, who at that time was recently assassinated. The tribute section replaces the letters page for this issue to pay tribute to the death of President John F. Kennedy. It also includes a preview of preliminary artwork drawn by Al Plastino on an upcoming Superman story that featured the president and it was scheduled for that issue. The page shows apparently the first meeting between Superman and President John F. Kennedy. It was supposed to run this issue, but as they were going to press, the news of President Kennedy's death broke out. So the story was originally scheduled for this issue. They decided, out of respect and reverence to the fallen president, they would not do the story. They killed the story. They went with this story instead, the story represented by the cover. But 2 issues later, the story they were planning on this issue, which featured President John F. Kennedy, was actually printed then. It was printed 2 issues later, and it was printed by request from President Lyndon Baines Johnson, who spoke to DC Comics' editorial staff and asked them to print the story. So that's what makes this a key issue. This appeared in this story, the story that actually saw print, this issue, was published in April of 1964. The grade range is 3.5, very good, minus, to 4.5, very good, plus condition. The buy it now on this issue is $24 or best offer. Claim it at $24 or best offer. Wow, can you imagine that? I don't know which is more important to the story. The fact that they preempted the original story, the story that featured President Kennedy, because he was assassinated. or that the story got published 2 issues later because President Johnson asked DC to run the story. I think that's awesome, no matter how you slice it. We're going to move on. We're going to swap out World's Finest. Please remember, anything that has not sold is still available. If you wish to claim it after thinking about it a little bit, please let me know. If you want me to bring it back to the screen, please let me know. Now here's a good one. Book on the far right. It's a Bronze Age DC Comics claim item. It is The Flash, Volume 1, issue number 200. The Flash, Volume 1, number 200. The story is by Robert Kanigher. The art by Irv Novick and Murphy Anderson. The cover is by Carmine Infantino, with inks by Murphy Anderson. You know, Murphy Anderson was a great comic book artist and comic book inker, but he also served another role, a role he had while I met him when I was working at DC Comics. He ran his own color separation company for comics. This is when color separation was done by hand. This is before the advent of computers, which is how color sets are done now for comics, for publishing in general, be it comic magazines or any other type of magazine. But it used to be done by hand, and it was a painstaking job too. And Murphy would come in and pick up artwork and color separation notes and take the artwork back to his studio, and he would do color sets on it, or he and his team. This is an anniversary issue of The Flash. It does have a condition flaw. There is one loose staple. Each comic usually takes 2 staples, one at the bottom and one at the top. It is this one, the one at the top, that the staple is loose. And that means that the staple is not holding the pages together like it should. This issue came out in September of 1970, first year of the Bronze Age of comics. The grade range is 4.0, very good, to 4.5, very good plus condition. But buy it now on The Flash number 200 is $15 or best offer. $15 or best offer. Okay, we're going to swap out the Avengers. Anything that has not been sold, anything that has not been claimed is still available. Here's the next book. Another great issue. It's a Silver Age Marvel Comics claim. It is Marvel Superheroes, Volume 1, number 19. Marvel Superheroes, Volume 1, number 19. All right, this book, Marvel Superheroes 19, features a main story of Kazar of the Savage Land. It features an appearance by the Plunderer, who is Kazar's brother. This book also reprints a Human Torch story from Young Men number 26 from March 1954. A Marvel Boy story from Astonishing number 6, October 1951. The Black Knight from Black Knight Volume 1 number 3, September 1955. And The Submariner, also from Young Men number 26, March 1954. The artwork, the story and art. The stories are by Arnold Drake and Steve Parkhouse, Joe Gill, Bill Everett, and Stan Lee. The artwork is by George Tuska, with inks by Sid Green. Carl Burgos, Bill Evans, and Joe Maneely. I love me some Joe Maneely. The cover is by Barry Smith, now known as Barry Windsor Smith, with inks by the late Herb Trimpe. Joe Maneely was the artist on the Black Knight story. I love telling his story because he is such a phenomenal artist, gone way too soon. Joe Maneely was the type of artist that he basically just laid out stick figures on his page. Didn't flesh them out until he got to the inking stage. All of his detail is in ink, not pencil. It's almost like drawing from scratch with ink. And he was so good at that. He drew all 5 issues of the Black Knight back in the 50s, the character he co-created with Stan Lee. His work was just absolutely phenomenal. And Stan Lee loved his work so much that had he not passed away in 1958, and he actually lived to see the rise of the Marvel Age of Comics with Fantastic Four number 1, if Stan Lee had his way, Joe Maneely would have been the artist that introduced the Fantastic Four to comics, and not Jack Kirby. But Joe Maneely lived on the East Coast because, of course, Marvel, which was back then known as Atlas Comics, was in Midtown Manhattan. That's where he turned in work and got new assignments. One fateful night during the summer of 1968, Joe Maneely had dinner with several fellow artists. I believe John Severin was one of them. Joe Maneely had a family, a young wife, and I believe 2 young daughters. And they all lived in New Jersey, just on the other side of the river. So, For public transportation, Joe Manili would take the New York subway system to 34th Street, Penn Station, and then take the PATH train into Jersey. Anybody who is from the East Coast who knows about the New York City transit system knows that it is possible to walk through the subway cars while the subway cars are in motion. The MTA, the Metropolitan Transit Authority in New York City, does not recommend that because it can be dangerous. But unfortunately, that is what happened to Joe Manili on that fateful night. And he took a misstep and he fell in between the cars of the subway train while the subway was in motion. And it tragically ended his life. He was found clutching his portfolio. Horrible, horrible way to go. And the talent definitely cut short. That's why I love Joe Manili's artwork so much. I think about what he could have done if he had more time in the industry. March 1969 is when Marvel Superheroes came out. This particular issue, issue number 19. The grade range is 4.5, very good plus, to 5.0, very good, fine condition. But buy it now on Marvel Superheroes Volume 1, number 19, featuring Kazar, is $19 or best offer. $19 or best offer. We're going to swap out Superman in just a second. All right, my friends, moving on. Swapping out Superman. Anything that has not sold or has not been claimed is still available. All right. Let's talk about this book in the middle. It is a Diamond Age DC Comics claim item. It is Justice League Dark, Volume 2, issue number 1C. Diamond Age DC Comics claim. Justice League Dark, Volume 2, number 1C. The story is by James Tynion IV. The art is by Alvaro Martinez Bueno and Raul Fernandez. The variant cover is by Greg Capullo and Jonathan Glappy. This is a 1 in 50 ratio, retailer incentive, black and white inks only variant cover. What does the 1 in 50 ratio mean? Well, quite simply, the regular cover is in full color. This is only in black and white. For every 50 copies of the regular cover that were printed and distributed, 1 copy of this version were printed and distributed. So that makes this book rare. There are appearances in this issue by Baron Winters, Clarion the Witchboy from Jack Kirby's Demon series, Morgane Le Fay, also from the Demon, John Constantine, Nightmaster, Etrigan the Demon, Merlin, Dr. Occult, Deadman, the Phantom Stranger, Madame Xanadu, Lucifer Morningstar, and Dr. Fate. This issue is from September of 2018. The grade range is 9.8, near mint to 9.9, mint condition. To buy it now on this issue is $60 or best offer. $60 or best offer. All right, my friends, we're moving on to the next book. Let's swap out the flash. All right, my friends, we've got a new book. Book on the far right. Josh, how are you, Josh? Doing all right. Hope you are well. We had some good sales today, but you did miss some books, which I can bring back. All you have to do is say the word. You missed an art book that we have called Marvel Monograph, the Marvel art of Chris Bachalo, X-Men artist extraordinaire. We have that. These are the books that did not get sold. Well, by the way, I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. Thank you. The books that did not claim, and it is a claim or best offer show today. Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, #4. Yes, you can. Let me just tell you about the other books that you missed out on that did not get sold. Detective Comics #572, which is a 50-year anniversary issue of Batman and features the first uh, uh, Copper Age uh, appearance of Sherlock Holmes. Plus Swamp Thing, Volume 1, #7, Swamp Thing's first meeting with Batman. The Incredible Hulk, Volume 2, #206, guest starring the Defenders. World's Finest Comics, #208, Superman and Dr. Fate. The Avengers, #127, The Wedding of Quicksilver and Crystal, Part 1, first appearance of Ultron 7, and guest starring the Fantastic Four and the Inhumans. Superman #168, which features some preliminary art of Superman's first meeting with President John F. Kennedy, and that's a milestone book. And The Flash #200. Now, you asked to see the art book. Let's swap out Marvel Superheroes number 19. This is the book for Marvel Art of Chris Bachalo. And if you need me to crack it open so you can see inside of it, that is fine by me. They did a series on these Marvel monograph books. There's one on Chris Bachalo, there is one on Arthur Adams, and a few others. But we have the Chris Bachalo book featuring all of his X-Men art. It's really cool. I think I will crack it open for you. Here's some of the interior. Show you some more. I think they did. I think they did do one on David Finch. It's got some Spider-Man art in here from Bachalo. Great little book. Interested in this one? This is dead cool. Doctor Strange. Preliminary sketch and final. That's just awesome. Really cool. Let me show you one more page. Yes, he did do redesigns on the X-Men. Find a good one. Oh, I love this one. So, this is a great one. If you want it, it's yours. To buy it now on it is $16. Claim it at that price or make me your best offer. And just to give you a heads up on this one, the Marvel monograph, The Art of Chris Bachalo trade paperback. It is 112 pages, featuring commentary by Chris Bachalo. Excellent. Thank you, Josh. This book has been claimed. All right, let's give Josh his props. Any more art books? No more art books scheduled for today's show, I'm afraid. But I should have some more for maybe next week's show. Okay, the balloons are flying for Josh Tullis, who just claims Marvel Monograph, The Art of Chris Bachalo, with $16. I sure will. Absolutely, I will. Congratulations and thank you. All right. I'm going to talk about this X-Men book here and the new book that I'm about to add. I absolutely will. All right, the book in the middle is a Copper Age Marvel Comics claim item. It is The Uncanny X-Men, Volume 1, issue number 248. Uncanny X-Men Volume 1, number 248. The story is by Chris Claremont. The art and the cover are by Jim Lee and Dan Green. This is a newsstand edition copy. It is the first Jim Lee X-Men issue. First time Jim Lee drawn the X-Men in the pages of their own book. This issue ran a 410,000 copy print run. Appearances in this issue by Jubilee, Gateway, Nanny, Orphan Maker, Spiral, Mojo, Lady Deathstrike, and the Reavers. From September 1989. The grade range on this book is 6.5, fine plus to 7.0, fine, very fine condition. Buy it now on Uncanny X-Men Volume 1, number 248 is $13 or best offer. $13, claim it or make your best offer. And what's this strange little book on the far right? Well, the book on the right is a Diamond Age Kingwood Comics claim item. It is Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer, number 1. The story is by David Crownson. The art and the cover are by Cortland Ellis. This is a Kickstarter-supported comic publishing project. There are 6 issues in Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. This is issue number 1. Published in 2017, the grade range is 9.6 near mint plus to 9.8 near mint condition. But buy it now on this issue is $12 or best offer. Claim it for $12 or make your best offer.